What's good, y'all? Welcome back to a brand new video, and we're back with another classic. We're going to be doing NBA Agree or Disagree. The way it's going to work, we're going to see some NBA opinions, and me, Kenny, got to decide whether or not I agree with them. And whenever we do an opinion-based video, I got to remind y'all that these are all my personal opinions, so you may disagree on all of them, but hopefully you can still enjoy the video. Before we get into it, I got to do my shout-outs of the day. So shout out to the homies for supporting the channel. Shout out to everybody that's new subscribing. We're still growing, fam, which is crazy. We're still growing, and I appreciate all of you. Let's get into the video now. Scottie Pippen is the best sidekick in history. Now, when I hear the word sidekick, I always think like negatively, and I don't know why. Just something about the word sidekick just makes it seem like you're not good enough to be on your own, because sidekick is usually the right-hand man to the big attraction, the best. But Scottie Pippen was the sidekick to the best player of all time. So usually, again, sidekick may sound bad, but in this case, being the second best player next to the best player to ever play the game is not that bad. It's not that bad. Other sidekicks I can think about is like John Stockton with Karl Malone, Pau Gasol with Kobe, Shaq and Kobe. Who was the sidekick there? I don't know. Somebody had to be a sidekick, right? That's a whole nother debate that I don't want to. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I'm not coming at the Kobe fans. I'm not coming at the Shaq fans. I don't know who was the sidekick there. But yeah, I think Pip was the best sidekick of all time, because when I think about it, ultimately you want to be successful. Being a sidekick for an unsuccessful team is not a good thing. Back in the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook days, yeah, that was like one of the best duos in the league, but they never got to that next step to win a championship. They were there, they just didn't put it all together. So, so I can't say Russell Westbrook, John Stockton, nah, because, not winning the ring. I just think Scottie Pippen is the perfect answer here. Who else? Oh, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade when LeBron came to Miami. That's another great sidekick. And even in that case, sidekick sounds bad, but Dwayne Wade was still like a top 10, top 15 player then. Anyway, I'm rambling. Yes, Scottie Pippen is the best sidekick in history. Mario Hezonja is the biggest bust in the 2015 draft. I'm so glad we're talking about this. Not Mario Hezonja, because, come on, that's Mario Hezonja. But the word bust. Some people, you may be included in this, throw the word bust around so fast. Y'all not know that in order for somebody to be a bust, it takes years. It takes years. You can't say a dude 2 years into his career is a bust, man. You can't say a guy 15 games into his career is a bust. Yeah, I'm looking at y'all that's saying Lonzo's a bust already. It's too early. It's too early. Some players legitimately take years to develop into good players. The prime example I can think about is Kyle Lowry, right? Kyle Lowry, no, he was not a top 5 pick. But before Kyle Lowry became an all-star type player, he was a bad NBA player. And later in his career, he put it together. Jimmy Butler, these are guys that took years into their NBA career before they figured out what it takes to be great. So 2 years to Mario Hezonja's career, I can't say he's a bust. Does he look good? No. There are times, there are flashes where you're like, okay, Mario, do your thing, Super Mario. But can I say he's a bust? No, it's just too early. Usually the way I think about it, they got to be 3 to 4 years to their career before I figure out, okay, he's probably not going to amount to anything. It takes that long. So I'm glad we're talking about this. I got that off my chest because I wanted to tweet this, but that's way more than 280 characters, as you could tell. No, Mario Hezonja is not a bust. Does he look like he could be? Yes, but not yet. Memphis Grizzlies should move back to Vancouver. I don't know, man. We always advocate for Seattle getting a team again. I never really hear about Vancouver as a place to get another team. I don't really see Vancouver fans petitioning to get another NBA team. Like I see the Seattle fans. Seattle, they push hard. They want another team and they push hard for it. Very rarely, or I've never heard Vancouver fans saying we need a team here back in Vancouver. So I don't know. And even I don't remember much about Vancouver basketball. I don't. Back in those Grizzlies days, I don't remember because they weren't extremely relevant. They weren't extremely relevant. With the Seattle Supersonics, there were periods of time where they had Defensive Player of the Year. Gary Payton. They had superstars like Sean Kemp who kept people interested. But again, in my short NBA knowledge, which is what, 15 years of basketball, I don't have many memories of Vancouver, So I'm not going to agree or disagree with this one. Would it be cool to have another expansion team anywhere? Yeah, I'm a fan of it, but Vancouver, I'm not sure. LeBron James will have the most points in the NBA career. Probably, y'all. Probably. I broke down the math in a video probably like a year ago. It's been a long time since I did this. But yes, he is on pace to be the highest scoring player in NBA history. It's crazy because LeBron, at 32 years old, he still looks like the best player in the league. At 32 years old, he still looks like the best player in the league. And at this rate, he's still got like 5 more years. He can put together let me see how many points he needs. So LeBron is 9th on the all-time scoring list right now. He needs about 9,000 points to beat Kareem. So let's do some math. 9,000. Let's say LeBron's got 5 more years in the tank. So divided by 5. Then you divide that number by 82 because there's 82 games in the season. LeBron would have to average 22 points per game over the next 5 years to beat him. Can LeBron do that? Yes, LeBron can do that. LeBron can definitely do that. So, I mean, there's a good possibility that he doesn't because, again, that's a lot of points in a short period of time. But you just got to think about how much of an athlete LeBron is. He's like the most durable player in NBA history. It seems like he rolled his ankle crazy a couple weeks ago and just came back. Me personally, when I saw that roll, I was aching. So if I was on the court, I'm like, yo, coach, I got to chill. But LeBron's not that player. LeBron's not that player. So, yeah, I think he's going to end up being the all-time scoring leader. Gary Payton is the best defending guard of all time. Now, if this said point guard, I think I'm agreeing 100%. There is no better defending point guard than Gary Payton in history. But guard in general, there's a little guy that played for the Chicago Bulls, also known as the GOAT, who was a great defending guard. Was he better than Gary Payton? I think it could go hand in hand, man. Both won Defensive Player of the Year awards. Both, when they were guarding somebody in front of them, they were clamping up. So do I agree with this? No. But do I disagree with this? No. Is that a good answer? I think that's a good answer. No one will ever score 100 points in the game again. I think this is true, man. Some records just won't be broken. And I think Wilt Chamberlain's 100 points is one of those. Even think about Devin Booker's great game, 70-point game. He had to do a lot to get that 70, you know? I think in order to score 100 in today's game, you got to go into it like, I'm scoring 100. So you got to take every shot. The way the flow of the game works, I just don't think there's enough time for a single player to put up 100. Like in Wilt's time, Wilt was getting that ball like 99% of the time. And he was dunking and he was scoring. Today's game, that's just not the way it works. Yeah, you can have your superior offensive player, but even guys like LeBron pass the ball. Even guys like Kevin Durant pass the ball because he does got a lot of all-stars. What's another good example? Even Porzingis. Like Porzingis has pretty much nobody around him. He's averaging 30. Shout out to Porzingis, but he still's passing the ball. In order to score 100, you literally got to get that ball and say, "I'm getting the bucket" all the time, and that's tough. That's tough. Kobe got 81, and that was even tough. You know, 100. Is just too much. It's not broken, at least not anytime soon. Maybe after I'm gone, the next generation's down. Somehow there's a league rule that changed where teams are scoring 200 points per game, and then if a dude drop 100, it's not that big of a deal. But in current NBA, nah. The Victor Oladipo trade was the best thing for the Pacers. Yes. Victor Oladipo is a most improved player candidate 100%. He's got to be leading up there because I can't think of another player besides maybe Porzingis who deserves it more. And the reason I like this trade now, when it first happened, you cannot tell me that you thought this is a good trade. Nobody in the world thought that this was a good trade for Indiana because at the time, Victor Oladipo was looked at as an average starter and Sabonis was looked at as a year 2 player that didn't prove anything year 1. But now, 15, 20 games into the season, Victor Oladipo looks like he may be an all-star in Eastern Conference. Sabonis looks like he could be more than just a player that's going to come off your bench. And they got this for a guy that already told the world that he was not coming back to Indy. Indiana was not a place for him, you know? He had said, "I'm walking, I want out." And usually when that things happen, you got to make a trade that's going to hurt your team because you have no leverage. And everybody in the world, and I'm included, I was like, this trade is a D in the F trade or F grade. But now I'm looking at it like, yo, this may be a B trade. This may be a C trade. So shout out to the Indiana Pacers for going out and get Oladipo and put him in a situation that fits his play. I thought the entire beginning of his career, he just wasn't in the right situation. And in Orlando, he had to share the ball with people like Elfrid Payton, who are super ball dominant. He had to play with Russell Westbrook, who's one of the most ball dominant players in NBA history. And now it's him. And he's playing well. So shout out to Victor Oladipo and his R&B singer. Eric Bledsoe will help the Bucks to a top 3 seed in the East. Sure, it's possible because they have not lost with him just yet. They're 3-0. He hasn't been playing amazing or anything, but his presence is definitely there. They have not lost. Before the trade, they were struggling. They had the possibly MVP on their team, which is Giannis, and they were still struggling to win games. But 3-0 since he got here, if he continue this, yeah, they could be a top 3 seed for sure. Will that lead them to a championship? I don't really know, but I think the Eric Bledsoe trade was definitely a W for them. Zach LaVine will be really good when he comes back from his injury. Yeah, I'm convincing myself, because he's on my team, that when he comes back from this injury, he's going to play to the level that we ain't never seen since Jordan. Okay, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. But yeah, I think he could come back and still be good, man. People come back from ACL injuries and be better than they were. My biggest example would be Jabari Parker. After his first ACL tear, he came back and he was faster. He was more athletic, and we were like, dude, you just came off a knee injury, didn't you? He was coming back. He was dunking better than ever, and he was having the best season of his career. And then, of course, he tore his ACL again. And Zach LaVine even said that he's jumping higher. Zach LaVine, dunk contest champion, said he was jumping higher than before. Just letting y'all know, when we find out when Zach LaVine is coming back, because as a Bulls fan, we still don't know the exact date or even the timetable, who gonna be in that arena? I will be there. He'll probably be on the minutes restriction, to be honest with y'all. He'll probably be on the minutes restriction, but I just want to be in the arena when they say, and starting at guard, Zach LaVine, and the crowd is gonna go crazy. We want him to be great. We want him to be a big piece of our future franchise that we're trying to build. So the fans gonna love him. I already got a Zach LaVine jersey, and he ain't played a single minute in a Bulls jersey yet. I'm a fan, and I want him to be great. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave it a like. Basically, for comment of the day, answer one of these questions. Did you agree with what I said? Disagree with what I said? I always read the comments. You already know this. I'll be back tomorrow. We got big things coming for the podcast. If you have been listening, we dropped the episode today, actually. So link is in the description for that. But we got bigger things coming than what we just did yesterday. So we climbing and we still doing the channel. Hey, see y'all tomorrow. I'll leave it at that. Just see y'all tomorrow.